Hello, everybody, and welcome to Edenbrook Cottage. Today is another Preservation Day video. I was back from work, back at home, and decided to preserve all the things that are coming out of the garden. At this point in time, the garden was a fountain of food, and there was not someone at home to take care of it. So here I am refreshing my sourdough starter and changing the container. Later on in the video, I'll be doing a little bit more with it. But I decided at this time, I was in Oregon traveling for work, and I had some extra time when I wasn't working, so I decided that I wanted to start making more sourdough bread because I just absolutely love sourdough, but I didn't have any sourdough on me. So I was going to go buy some, and then I thought, well, that's a silly decision because I have sourdough at home and I can easily make it and dehydrate it and take it back with me on the plane. So that's what I did. Now we are filling these food grade storage 5-gallon buckets with flour and sugar so that I can have a backup for my backup in the pantry of all of these wonderful foods. And peek a cute puppy who's trying to eat all the flour. Stop. Okay, he's so cute. So cute. But yes, I have decided to carry more in my pantry, not only for food safety and security, but I just really don't like going to the grocery store every day. And that's what we have been doing for a little bit, just because I haven't put enough thought into my week and what we're having for dinner. And so I'm ready to not have to go to the grocery store every day. And it's been wonderful being able to stay home and clean the house and make food and do whatever I need to do without having to go to the store every day. And I do like going out and getting out of the home and all of that, but I don't want to have to go to the grocery store every day. And that's been a really nice change for me. It's been really nice just to be able to stay home. So here we are canning some acorn squash, and the puny little 2 squashes that we got from our squash bug infested garden. And the squash bugs were dead at this point, but they got to our plants enough that we only had a few to harvest from the acorn, and I still actually haven't tried it. I've never had acorn squash before, and so they're waiting in the pantry ready for me to try them, and I'm really excited. I just need to figure out how I want to prepare them the best way so they can be optimized for me to like them. I'm predisposed to like them because we grew them, but once again, I've never had these acorn squashes before, so I'm really excited to try them and to get that going. Here I have my Presto pressure canner going in the foreground here, and it's one of the first time that I had used it for pressure cooking specifically. I started with water bath canning, moved on to the pressure canning, and it has been so fun. I've really enjoyed it. It takes up a lot of time, and it's a big long day, and you have to make sure you have good shoes to stand in the kitchen. Don't stand barefoot in the kitchen because your back will start to hurt, but it's been so fun to be able to go through the process, but then have that end product as well to be able to feed my hubby and myself. It's been really fun to be able to do that, and to be able to see my pantry grow. It's been so awesome. I did just recently buy an electric pressure canner, not a pressure cooker, a pressure canner. And I used that for the first time the other day to can some chicken broth and some chicken. It was amazing. So nice to be able to not have to sit there and watch the pressure dial for forever. I was able to go upstairs and do a lot of cleaning and laundry, and it was just wonderful to be able to have things going and to be able to get the rest of the house done as well in the same amount of time. So it's multitasking, and it's a 2-for-1 deal. It was pretty good. So here I am canning up the peach scrap syrup and sauce. So peach syrup and peach sauce from our leftover peach skins and pits, and this syrup is so good. I probably could have cooked it down a little bit more, just so it was a little bit stronger of a strawberry, a peach flavor, and kind of gotten it a little thicker as well. But it's really good the way it is. I really enjoy it. I've had it on crepes, and it's just been so nice. The peach sauce, though, on the other hand, it reminds me of fall. It's so nice. I love it. I could have processed it a little bit more in terms of like blending it up a little bit and straining it a little bit more, because it is just a little bit chunkier, or it's not chunky, it's just not as smooth as I would like it to be, but it really is just delicious. I like to mix it in with my overnight oats, just plain overnight oats. So old-fashioned oats, milk, stir it in maybe with some yogurt, stir it all together, put it in the refrigerator, let it sit overnight, and it's wonderful when you put that peach sauce with it. It just kind of tastes like a peach cobbler, and it's wonderful. It epitome of fall. So here I am spreading this sourdough starter on my dehydrator trays, and I just let it go on one of the lower settings. I want to say it was probably like 80 or 90 degrees, and just let it run until it was all dried out, which didn't even take that long. I think it was done by the end of the day. I think this was earlier in the morning, and so I was able to dry it out and vacuum seal it, which we'll see here a little bit later. But it was so nice to be able to have this starter to start my own in Oregon. It was wonderful. So many loaves were made, so much good food. I mean, sourdough is just a beautiful thing. Moving on to charring our poblanos that we had gotten from the garden, and this is part of that big bowl of tomatoes and peppers from a previous video that I completely forgot about. So I think this is actually probably one of the next days, and just sitting here with the grill on, charring and turning everything until it looks really nice and black all over, and then you put it in a bag. I had a plastic bag. A lot of people use paper, like brown paper bags. Let it sit in the bag for 10-15 minutes, and it will soften the skins and the peppers enough so that you can peel that skin off, so you don't have those hard pieces of skin in with the nice, soft, wonderful pepper. And you can kind of peek the rest of that bowl, some of the rest of that bowl, and some other tomatoes in the background there. There was a lot to do. Also on this day that I did not show, I did make a bunch of tomato sauce and crushed tomatoes as well. So I got this new vacuum sealer attachment to seal jar lids on. It's not canning, but it does seal the lids to the jar for dry goods. It's wonderful. I love this thing. The only problem I have is that the regular mouth sealer attachment, the rubber gasket, I'm going to call it, the rubber ring, comes out when you pull it, when you're done vacuum sealing and you pull it off of the jar. So I will only be using the wide mouth one from now on, because the wide mouth one is absolutely fine. But I don't know if I could like super glue the regular mouth rubber gasket into the topper there, but that was kind of it still works great. It was just a little annoying to have to peel it off and put it back in the attachment, but I really enjoy this function of the vacuum sealer. And here you see me taking off those skins of the poblanos, and it is a bit of a tedious process. It does take a while, but it's so worth it. And I pureed all of the peppers into a mash, I guess, and put them in a vacuum sealed bag as well. And they are currently sitting in my new deep freezer, and I'm so excited to be able to have that resource available for all of my food preservation in the future, which I am so excited about. Here we are cutting the last of the peppers. With my dear husband. After work, I convinced him to stand a little bit longer and cut these peppers with me so that we could freeze them and have them for dinners, because we love tacos and fajitas and they're so good. So it was so nice to be able to have our own. Thank you so much once again for joining me on this video today. I hope you enjoyed me just talking at you for a minute, and I hope to be able to see you again in the next video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you later.